Pilgrim, Huntmaster, the Ragtusk, Resto Angel, a full set of 4 Boros Charms.
Yeah, and in the sideboard, he tries to go big. He tries to go big with Acidic Slimes, Angel Serenities, Triumph of Ferocity. So he's definitely a Naya mid-range, but he could go kind of more Naya control.
Yeah, he sideboards into a control deck.
Yeah. So this is going to be an exciting match. It looks like Ty is mulliganing because Harry already kept his hand. But we'll definitely see how this match plays out. I also spoke with Anthony Lowry last round. He was on camera with the red, blue, white tempo deck. I know lots of you guys wanted him to do a deck tech, which we'll probably get to in a little bit. But I discussed some of his plays, so I'll give you guys an analysis of what he was thinking when he was playing.
Yeah, maybe during sideboard.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So here we go. Oh. Maybe he's keeping, maybe he's not.
I think Harry tried to steal the play.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff worked in 93.
Yeah, one of Harry's old school tricks.
So Overgrown Tomb is matched by Absence Pilgrim.
And there's a Strangleroot Geist getting in there for 2 points of damage. Strangleroot Geist kind of fell off the chart as well.
Yeah, it did. That card was so popular. It was a 4 of in almost every green deck, and now it's a 0 of in almost every green deck.
Yeah. But Ty is playing Strangleroot Geist. He's playing the full 4.
Yeah, you know, Ty's mana is really good, but if you asked him 3 weeks ago, this deck would be unplayable because his mana was so bad.
Yeah, no Stomping Ground. Just
exactly. Stomping Ground made all the difference.
Yeah, pretty much changed everything. All right, there's another Strangleroot Geist. So Harry really couldn't do too much. He had access to 3 mana last turn, but no Loxodon Smiter, nothing really.
Yeah, Harry really needs a Restoration Angel or a
Huntmaster, and I think that's exactly what he has. So Huntmaster will allow him to get a 2/2 Wolf and go up to 16.
Exactly, and if he has a Restoration Angel, that'll be amazing because he'll pass the turn, flip the Huntmaster. You all know the story. Get another Wolf in true life.
All right, so Harry's taking out one of the Star City Wolf tokens, and he's gonna pass the turn. But I feel Harry is definitely behind here, even though Ty mulliganed. Ty just came out really blazing start with double Strangleroot Geist.
Yeah, Strangleroot Geist is so hard for a fair creature deck to fight through. It has to do so much work.
4 mana, and there's a Hell Rider. Wow. Exactly what I was thinking.
So triggers, Harry takes 3 down to 13, and now he's facing 7 points of attacking.
I don't even know how Harry could block here. I think double blocking the Hell Rider is what he has to do.
It's so painful. It really depends what he has in hand. If he has another Huntmaster, he has to double block.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Harry does. So the Hell Rider will take out the Huntmaster of the Fellas, and Harry's going to fall down to 9 life.
Yep, Harry only at 9, and it's turn 4.
Yeah, this is crazy. The
standard is so fast.
It really is. All right, so Harry draws a Boros Reckoner.
Okay, not bad. His hand is full of really good gold cards. He just doesn't have the mana to cast them, I think.
All right, there's a Huntmaster of the Fellas, so Harry's going back up to 11, but if another Hell Rider comes down for Ty, that's going to be trouble. And remember with Strangleroot Geist, neither of them have a counter on him.
Right, exactly. So, Harry still has to deal with both of those.
Yeah.
And Ty draws Experiment 1. That's really not a good draw, but he has a Hellkite.
Wow. All right. So Harry's blocks here has to just be Wolf on Geist, Wolf on Geist.
Yeah, correct? I don't think he has any other option. He can't drop to less than 5 life.
Yeah, he can't take this damage, and he could definitely not, get his Huntmaster involved in combat right now. Yeah, Experiment 1, I'm not too sure about it. What do you think?
Well, the problem with this aggro deck, I think, is that it doesn't have enough 1-drops. And
it's not so much like a zombie aggressive deck where it was Jund zombies, where you could play Gravecrawler or Diagraph Ghoul into Giraffe's Messenger, for example.
Exactly, and if you have a turn 1, Experiment 1, that's going to grow very big, very fast.
Yeah, it's just a 1/1, it has Evolve, so it's going to grow and grow, and then you could always regenerate it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, when Strangleroot Geist comes back into play, it'll trigger it again.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
It's got a lot of hidden synergy.
Yeah, and we actually have our first dog who strolled into the tournament area, so that's always nice.
It looks like, if I had to guess, I'd probably say that's like an Alpha Guardhound.
Or a wild dog.
Or maybe a wild dog.
Wild mongrel.
Not a wild mongrel.
Not a wild mongrel?
It's not fierce enough to be a wild mongrel.
All right, so both Strangleroot Geist now will have counters, so there'll be 3/2s. And let's see if Harry could figure out a play here. If he has a Restoration Angel, that would be really nice. He'll be able to flip the Huntmaster, take out a Strangleroot Geist, Restoration Angel back into play, blink it out, gain 2 more life, get a Wolf, and have a blocker for the Thundermore Hellkite. Also, he could put the 2 damage on the Thundermore Hellkite.
Yeah.
So he could actually bluff Ty into a Restoration Angel. Like, do I have one? If I do, your Thundermore Hellkite's going to die.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And I don't know how Ty would attack if that was Harry's play, but
but instead he just plays the Loxodon Smiter.
Wow, this seems like it's asking for trouble. If Ty has anything, Harry's dead.
So Harry drops down to 1, and there's a Searing Spear. So I think maybe just passing would have been a better line, and just going for the bluff. I don't know if Ty would have attacked. I mean, Ty is the New Jersey State champion, but
I mean, that's a really risky play to attack. Just say, hey, I think my opponent's bluffing. I'm just gonna lose my board.
Yeah, it's so unlikely for Harry to be bluffing there.
Right, exactly. And that's a lot like the play that we saw Osip's opponent make.
Just by paying them 2 life to bluff a Boros Charm. I think this play that I was talking about with Harry is a little more advanced, kind of. But I don't know. We could talk to Ty later about it. I could ask Harry, hey, did you consider actually just passing, flipping the Huntmaster, dealing 2 damage to the Thunderbolt Hellkite, and now what is Ty going to do?
Yeah, he can't attack. He can't call your bluff then. Because if he does, he's left with nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it turned out that Ty did top deck a Searing Spear,
right.
So Ty would be more inclined to attack because he could say, hey, if my opponent does play a Resto in response, what can he really do? Nothing.
Yeah,
the Searing Spear doesn't really affect it too much.
Yeah.
The Huntmaster flips it to a 4/4.
Ty just has to pass the turn back.
Probably pass the turn.
Yeah.
And it gives Harry another draw.
Exactly, to actually draw the rest out.
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about that bluff? Do you think Harry should have just passed that on Restoration Angel, the imaginary Restoration Angel, or do you think just play Smiter? I mean, I feel like if he just plays Smiter, he's giving up there.
Yeah, I agree. There was no way he could win if he plays Smiter, I think. But either way, Ty Holden wins game 1, and now we're going to game 2. Harry Ryttenberg is going to be doing a lot of sideboarding here. A real lot. He has Oblivion Rings, Triumph of Ferocities, Acidic Slime, Angel of Serenity, Pillar of Flame, and Searing Spear. I think he'll be making a transformational sideboard here, taking out these cards like Boros Charm that are really only good when you're attacking, taking out maybe Gorklan Rampager.
Okay.
It's a good counter to the other Rampagers, but I'm not sure what else I'd take out.
Sure. All right, so on the other side, Ty, his sideboard is 3 Skullcrack, which he's probably going to bring in.
Yep.
He's worried about Thragtusk, he's worried about Huntmaster of the Fells, he doesn't want Harry to get a lot of life. 2 Tributed Hungers, 2 Rolling Temblars, 2 Abrupt Decays, 2 Golgari Charms, 2 Gruul Charms, 1 Rakdos Return, 1 Deathrite Shaman. So he's got definitely a lot of options as well. I'm not too sure what he's going to do. We'll definitely find out in a bit. But for now, they're both shuffling up. We have Harry Ryttenberg on the right. He lost game 1 with his Naya midrange deck. Kind of wasn't really too close, to be honest. He played a Huntmaster, gained some life, got down a blocker, but ultimately the Thunderbolt Hellkite just took over the game, dealt the last points of damage, and that was pretty much it.
All right. Yeah, that's kind of the hard part about these new formats is that it's really hard for us to know how these players are going to sideboard because these are brand new archetypes.
Yeah.
These are just decks that have never existed before this event, or at least not in their current form. And we don't really know these players' tendencies.
And also, the decks haven't interacted with each other. We kind of know how the matchup of Esper Control versus Ban Control goes.
Right. Because
it's been played so much. But it's something like a Jund aggro deck with some of these new cards versus a Naya mid-range deck with Boros Reckoner, with the Rampager. It just kind of mixes up a lot of things. So it's definitely up in the air.
Yeah, it seems like Harry, in particular, he has way too many cards to bring in and way too few cards to take out. Unless he just wants to start just playing good cards like Loxodon Smiter, he doesn't have anything to cut.
Yeah, I can definitely see this being a really fast-paced match. I can see this being over within the next 10 minutes, and we'll try to get another match to you if that's the case. But I'm excited to talk to Ty about the experiment one. It seems like it's not really that powerful. You definitely want to draw it on turn 1 if you are going to draw it, but anything after that is just kind of weak. And the other thing about Ty's deck is that he's playing 0 Keswick Wolf Runs.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that. He has no lands with activated abilities. All his lands only tap for mana, don't do anything else.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure I like that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either. So I guess just a lot of his cards have heavy mana requirements, like Abrupt Decay. It has to be a black and a green. Golgari Charm, same thing. Thunderbolt Hellkite and Hell Riders are double red. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense, but at the same time, the raw power of 1 Keswick Wolf Run, it turns that late game Experiment 1 into maybe a 7-1, something like that.
Now, a very similar Jund aggro deck showed up last week in Atlanta, but it looks like Ty made a few changes to it and put his own spin on it.
Exactly. The sideboard in particular looks pretty different.
All right.
So looks like Ty keeping his 7, Harry going to 6.
Yeah. Harry kind of looks a little bit out of it. Just chewing his gum, thinking, I lost game 1, I'm all getting this game.
He's trying to figure out where he's going to dinner after this match, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Like, no, I'm not winning, no.
Well, hopefully he at least wins game 2 so we can see an exciting match and bring it to all 3 games. The Naya mid-range deck is definitely the most popular archetype in the room, I would say. So, Stomping Grounds are going to be worth a lot of money for the next couple of weeks until everybody has them.
Oh yeah, until everyone figures out that Naya's not the place you want to be.
And where do you want to be?
Oh, I don't. If I knew where you wanted to be, I'd be on the other side of this camera.
All right.
But yeah, I think that the best deck week 1 and 2 of the format is never the best deck a month later.
And also, the best deck of week 1 or week 2 is normally an aggro or mid-range aggro deck.
Exactly, just a deck with a lot of good cards thrown in, a synergy.
Yeah, and once the metagame's kind of defined, you get to play more controlling decks and more reactive decks.
Yeah, for sure.
So Harry has a 6. Let's see if he decides to keep or not. Harry in a good mood. That's always good to see.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Harry's usually in a good mood. Why wouldn't you be in a good mood with a jacket like that? I love the black jackets.
A jacket like that and a beard like that.
Yeah. Harry's pondering.
It's like it's a questionable one, but he's going to keep.
All right. So Harry leaves off with a Stomping Ground. Doesn't want to pay the 2 life. Doesn't have any 1 drop, so no need to. Unless he wants to bluff like one of our other players did back in round 3 or round 2. Ty pays the 2 life, and there it is, the experiment one. Plays it on turn 1. Definitely better than playing it any other turn.
Yeah, now we're going to see the full power of experiment 1. Wow, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So Harry must not have had a 3 drop because he didn't play an Avacyn Pilgrim turn 1.
But he could have drawn a 3 drop.
That's true.
Maybe Harry thinks that the 2 life was not, like, would have been too bad or something?
I guess so.
Yeah.
He clearly had his hand planned out. He's like, okay, I have only these 2 cards that cost less than 3, so I won't take 2 for my shock land. It makes sense, but if he drew a Smiter on that turn, he'd feel pretty foolish.
And maybe he was like playing around a Pillar of Flame or a Tragic Slip or something.
That's not that bad.
But no, because then he doesn't have a 5 drop. I thought maybe that's the reason why he wanted to kind of protect the Pilgrims to go right into a 5 drop, but he doesn't even have a 5 drop.
Yeah, well, he's clearly representing Restoration Angel here. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll see. Oh, he has his pen in his hand. He's ready for the attack. He has nothing.
The pen bluff.
The pen bluff.
All right, let's see if Ty falls for it.
Wow, no counter on Experiment 1.
Why would he not put a counter on it?
Ty Holden missed that trigger.
It's just a missed trigger?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just can't do math.
No, it's a 2-2.
Yeah, so it doesn't trigger it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do math. 2 is not greater than 2.
No. Experiment 1 starts off as a 1-1, and that 1 counter was there from last turn's Strangler Geist.
Right. Wow. No resto?
What is this? Is this a Selesnich? It's a
Boros
Charm.
Okay. That's not bad for Harry.
That helps a little. A part of me would want him to just double block the Experiment 1 there.
Yeah, that card's pretty scary. Next turn, you have to figure it's going to be a 3/3.
Well, it's already a 3/3 because it's going to grow because of the Strangler Geist.
Right.
Why doesn't?
We'll see if.
Okay.
Yep, there we go.
All right. So I think double blocking the Experiment 1 with the 2 Avacyn Pilgrims would have been a better line there. But maybe Harry has his own plan as he far seeks into a Sacred Foundry. That's a really cool interaction. I mean, once they were returning once they were reprinting the Return to Ravnica,
Return to Ravnica.
The original Ravnica duels. Everybody was like, dude, Farseek's going to be the card, and it showed that it was in the form of the band control deck that was played heavily.
Oh yeah. Right now though, in Standard, I don't like Farseek very much.
Yeah, right now not so much, but maybe they'll find a nice deck for it. So there's a Hell Rider. So Harry's falling down to 10, and he's just in really bad shape, especially with Harry only having 1 card in his hand. I can't imagine what it could be to save him. Maybe somehow
Angel of Serenity?
I mean, he's going to have to lose his Avacyn Pilgrim. Something like a Gisela would be nice if he had a few more lands in play.
Yeah, but this draw really showcases the power of the Jund aggro deck by Ty Holden.
Yeah, I mean, Harry just got rolled here, and Harry shakes his hand. Good sport, as always. Ty shows him, hey, I still have this card, I still have that card, why not? But,
Exactly.
yeah, Ty shaking his head in a little disbelief.